Hey, you read the title, so let's just jump into the video.
Let me tell you something, the moment you understand that your words are meaningless and will never amount to the change you want is the moment your life will go easier, and I'm giving you this hard knock lesson so that you can never be disappointed by your naivete again, and instead act smart about your decisions. Let me give you an example. Teen Titans Go, universally hated by a ton of outspoken tryhards on YouTube, yet still it's one of Cartoon Network's highest rated shows on the channel.
I'm going to assume that you're saying it's popular because people hate it, which really? You ever thought that maybe this is popular because A, it is colorful, and B, it has fart humor and all that crap? And the people who watch Teen Titans Go are 90% kids, and if anything, it would have been more popular if people didn't criticize it. Also, I doubt that people make videos because they are looking for change. A lot of people make videos because they just want to let out all that stress and anger in one video. Not everybody's like, man, this video is going to destroy Teen Titans Go.
Even if it weren't, it still sells like hotcakes in terms of merchandising and all that junk. Why? Because numbers speak louder than letters.
I do agree with you that they're going to make Teen Titans Go because of money, but like I said, most viewers are kids. However, if the show was more for adults, the backlash would be noticeable. By the way, I'm not responding to this video because I like Thundercat. I am making a response because of the points in the video. Personally, I've never watched Thundercat, nor would I care to watch it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Was the fact that the show bears similarities to Teen Titans Go. It's a show that was once about action turned into a comedy, a show with a pretty cool art style that is now dumbed down to something more rounded and colorful and goofier. Oh, how I wish they made a serious reboot, cried everyone, totally forgetting that in fact they did make a serious reboot like a long time ago, but nobody watched it, and it was made by the same fucking people. That's the part that both confuses me and irritates me. I'm sorry, but this isn't the exact same situation that Teen Titans. Why can't I fucking say Teen Titans? Fuck. Anyways, you know what I'm fucking saying. At least this time around, they've tried to give Thundercats a respectable shot at it, but ended up failing. Everybody who watched it actually really loved it, but unfortunately, they didn't love it hard enough because the series just wasn't that popular.
I do agree that if people actually watch it, it would have lasted longer, but it came out in 2011. If that came out today, it would have most likely been a hit. I mean, just look at Samurai Jack.
It's like when people complain about how that one movie they really loved never got a sequel, yet the other movie that they hate gets sequels all the time. It's not like their favorite movie was bad or anything, it's just that nobody watched it. Is it because of advertising? Is it because that those evil corporations try to kill off the franchise from happening? No, honestly, it's just because sometimes those shows or movies are hitting a niche audience. A lot of people might think that they want a serious action-packed reboot of Thundercats, but clearly that's just not the case considering it already happened, and a very small amount of people watched the show. But Goose, what about Samurai Jack? That was really popular. Actually, not really. That show was barely hitting the numbers that the Thundercats reboot had. It may have been popular around your circle of friends and the people you follow on social media, which is basically every artist ever because they all talked about it. But in actuality, one episode of Teen Titans Go sometimes doubled the viewership that Samurai Jack's reboot ever had.
Yeah, but you're missing some other factors as to why this is. Samurai Jack is aired at night, you know, when most people are asleep. And Teen Titans Go is aired in the daytime, and most kids are awake to see it. And not only that, but people that are age 15 and 25 are usually using their phones and computers to get their entertainment and aren't watching television, while kids on the other hand are watching television, and when they see Teen Titans Go, they will watch it constantly, giving it a higher rating. Also, older people have jobs. Point is, it did a lot better than if it came out in 2011.
Well, okay, what about original shows? Why are we constantly making reboots of old shows instead of making new shows? It goes back to the whole movie thing. Sometimes when people see something they're familiar with, they feel more inclined to watch it to see if it's either good or bad. Meanwhile, a fresh new movie comes out that looks interesting and fun, yet people aren't into it because people don't want to risk their money watching something they might actually hate. Familiarity is key. But of course, there are exceptions to this, and the best example of this is Voltron's reboot, which was massively well done and everybody liked it and everybody watched it. But the reason why that worked is because it's on Netflix. A Netflix account is worth about $11 a month, which gives people access to a plethora of movies and shows, so it's not like people have to worry about spending extra dough on an IP they're unfamiliar with because that shit's already paid for. Plus, every single episode of one series is already out on the spot when it's released, which pretty much encourages binge watching. So Voltron did well essentially because Netflix does well, and if you already have a Netflix account, which 90% of you probably do, then that is always going to be there, and you could just watch any single episode anytime, whenever you want, and there's no rush to it because it will always be on Netflix. That format works out for an action-packed cartoon than, say, something like Cartoon Network, a television network you have no control over as to which episodes you watch or when you can watch them.
You're missing some things though. Yes, I do agree familiarity is key, but this is now. In a couple of years, television will most likely be dead, which would mean that the viewers will start to have more and more control, and soon Cartoon Network will pretty much be forced to listen. So saying people shouldn't criticize something is what gives people less power.
This goes in tandem with what I've been complaining about on Twitter lately. I hate cartoon reviewers because they take shit way too seriously. You know, like, I get ya, it's a reboot that's practically desecrating one of your favorite childhood shows, but, you know, sometimes a fucking cartoon just wants to be a dumb and silly cartoon. Yeah, it's a hard concept to believe, I know, but it's true. Not every cartoon has to be some modern art masterpiece that strives to use color theory in a legendary, innovative way, or have a script that makes us question what it is to be human. I sometimes see people complain that the excuse of "it's just a cartoon for kids" isn't a good enough excuse to make a cartoon bad.
I think when people say that it is not a good enough excuse, they mean it has to actually be funny, or at least try humor, instead of just relying on fart jokes and just being colorful.
If you really don't want the show to continue, then don't talk about it. Just don't talk about it. In fact, that's it. Don't talk about it. Don't make a petition about it, because that's just how the shit works. FYI. The more you talk about it, guess what? The more popular it is. I'm surprised y'all haven't fucking learned that out yet.
Saying don't talk about something is really only going to help the show, if anything. If nobody criticized it, it will only receive good reviews, therefore helping it out. And you really think that everybody that watches these reviews are going to watch it?
You don't like it? Don't watch it. Don't tweet about it. Don't meme it. Don't make fun of it. Pretend it doesn't exist, and I guarantee the show will stop being a thing after its first initial run.
Don't like it, don't watch it is such a horrible argument. And saying that just to ignore it is also stupid. Oh, what's that? You don't like something? Just ignore it. It will eventually disappear. Let's look at the Logan Paul situation. If nobody criticized him, he would have never received the backlash he received, and I'm pretty sure Disney would have swept it under the rug if that were to happen. And the reason why saying don't like it, don't watch it is a bad argument, it's because it can easily be applied to you. If you don't like these videos, don't watch it, because it's only going to encourage more people to make videos like this.
The moment you understand your petitions and critique mean jack shit is the moment you can start playing smart and sleep easier at night. But instead, a lot of people just want to fucking bitch and complain.
Actually, they do mean something. I know I'm not going to watch it, and if people say it's good, I might watch it, but if people say it's bad, I'm not going to watch it. And I think I would sleep easier if I had control than if I didn't have control. But that's just me. I get that you're trying to be smart by going against the crowd, and there are some things that I do agree on you with, but for the most part, you're wrong, and you're not helping. And that's pretty much my response to this video. So, with that being said, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.